and welcome back to my channel, Structured Living. It has been a very long time, I feel like, since I've done a video, so I'm super excited to be back here. And this video is actually going to be an update on our current debt, and I'm super excited to say we have made a lot of progress between when I started in January 2021 and today, which is February 18th, 2021. So about 6 weeks, give or take. So let's go on into the video. But before we get started, I wanted to mention that tomorrow I'll actually be filming a cash stuffing video for you guys, and I'll be announcing our second cash giveaway, so stay tuned for the rules about that. If you haven't already, I would love if you could hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment down below, tell me how you're doing. For those of my friends who are in the United States dealing with the storm in Texas and in other parts, my heart is with you. I'm thinking of you. If there's anything that I can do for you, please don't hesitate to let me know. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. All right, so when I did this video before talking about the debt that my husband and I had, we didn't have a lot of people in our community. So for those of you who are new, I'm going to just give a really quick breakdown of the type of debt that my husband and I currently have, where we started from, and obviously you'll get to see here under this very eloquent napkin how much we currently owe. So here is a breakdown of exactly what my husband and I currently owe. We both have two vehicles that had a car note. So I had a car that I was paying off monthly for. My husband is still currently paying off his car. And I had about 6 or 7 student loans that, as you can see here, I'm down to only 3, which is very exciting. And my husband is also still working on paying off his loans from a very long time ago. So between the two of us, I would say when we first joined in our finances, we had about $160,000 to $170,000 in debt. I don't really have the exact numbers because I was working on paying mine off very aggressively, but that is just kind of an estimate. So in January, we were at $90,000 left, and currently I'm super excited to say, hopefully it didn't get smudged, but if it does, just bear with me, it's real life. We have $81,805 left. Of course, I just rounded. There was some change there, but it's still nonetheless very exciting. So between January and today, I have actually managed to pay off my car, which is very exciting because not only did I pay it off about 3.5 years earlier than I was scheduled to, but also that had the largest payment. So for those of you who are new, I am currently doing the Snowball method of paying. And by the way, this is totally unrelated. I'm so sorry if you hear a bunch of noise. As I'm recording this, somebody beneath me is opening up their garage. So bear with me, I'm sure they'll be done soon. So like I was saying, I am doing the Snowball payment method, which basically is you take your smallest loan and then your largest loan. You pay minimum payments on everything besides the smallest one. So now that my car loan is out of the way, I have freed up $308 to pay towards the next loan. So let's take a look here. I'm just gonna move this over front and center so that you guys can see. All right, so I have, as of right now, I have $46,983 in student loans left, and that is the only thing that's remaining. I don't have any consumer debt. My husband doesn't have any consumer debt, and we're just working on paying off our student loans plus his car at this time. So I have one loan totaling $14,741. Then I have another loan totaling $15,136. And then my last loan is $17,105. $5. So this loan is really special because my parents are actually helping me pay this loan off. It's the only loan that they are paying off, so I don't want you to think that I've had any help and I'm not doing this on my own. I am very much doing it on my own. This is the only loan that they were paying off, and actually the total for that loan was $23,000. So they have managed to pay off, what is that, $6,000 give or take in the last few months, which is super exciting. So every time they make a payment, and it's of varying amounts, I write it down here so I can notate it. So, $479, $400, so on and so forth. And then as for me, because the loans that I have remaining are student loans, and because they're on that COVID forbearance 0% interest, I have decided that instead of paying my regular monthly payment, which depending on the month, again, if I'm paying car insurance or if I'm not paying car insurance, it varies, but approximately it's a little over $3,000 a month with my regular income, my husband's help, and my side income. So like I was saying, because these are only student loans, what I'm going to do is pay that $3,000 or whatever it is, my own savings account. So what does that mean? So for example, next month, which is March, instead of paying this loan directly, I'll put that money in a savings account until I have enough money to pay this loan off in full. And I'm doing that for two reasons. One, there's no interest. I personally feel better just knowing that I have extra money in the bank in case something does go wrong. I know a lot of people aren't doing that, and that's fine. You have to do what works best for you. I know I say that all the time, but it's true. And then again, down here, I've written the approximate date I want to pay these off. So in July, I will be paying off this loan. Hopefully everything goes well. And then in December, I'll be paying off this last loan. If for whatever reason my parents are unable to continue paying this loan off, I will then take it over, and then it will just extend the date that I officially become debt-free. But if all goes well, I am hoping to become debt-free by the end of this year. And once my Snowball is done, we're going to be working on my husband's Snowball down here, which I know we combined finances, but I wanted to have two separate Snowballs because it was just easier that way. I was already gaining traction on my own and he was already doing his own thing. So yes, we help each other out. We have two different Snowballs. It is what it is. So he is actually not even making payments towards his student loans right now. So what he's going to do is the same thing like me. He's going to just make lump sum payments as things go on. So he's actually scheduled to pay off 2 loans by the end of this year, which is really exciting. And the reason that it's only 2 is because he isn't putting as much as I am towards the debt. I'm working on trying to pay off a much larger amount at this point in time. He started with a lot more than I did, but this has been 10 years in the making, so I don't want to be paying these loans off for 10 years. So that's kind of where we are. So now for those of you who are wondering what would happen if COVID wasn't around, I'm gonna just briefly explain how I set this document up. So my student loan provider has different groups. In other words, each loan is a different title. So we'll just start with loan number 1, and it's in order, again, smallest to largest. And as my parents start to pay theirs off, because they're making payments, odds and ends here and there, it'll kind of look wonky, but that's how it started off. It started off with the smallest and now up to the biggest. So I have the group name for the loan. I have the total that is currently due, the interest rate, which is extremely high, but it was a graduate student loan, and those are a little bit higher than those who are pursuing their undergraduate degrees. And then the monthly payment and just my estimation of when I'll pay it off. That's something that they didn't come up with. Obviously, theirs is like a 20-year repayment or something like that. This is something that I have come up with. So if this 0% wasn't around, what I would do is I would take the monthly payment of everything. If I know that I only have $1,000 to spend, I would total all of this up. Okay, so the total of that is $630.90. So what I would do is I would subtract by how much I actually have, and this would be the excess $369.10 that I can put towards loan number one. So essentially how much I'm putting towards loan number one is the excess amount plus whatever this payment is. And you just continue to do that until your total reaches zero. Once your total reaches zero, you're taking that $173 that you're no longer paying for this one and you're rolling it over to the next loan. So that next time, assuming this was not there, I would take the 178 and then the 279.9, and then that's how much I would have to pay, and then I would just pay extra. So there's a few different systems that work. I have personally only heard of two, the Snowball method, which is the one that I'm doing, and the avalanche method, and I think that's the one where you do the highest interest rate. I like the Snowball method because for those who owe a lot of money, it's really exhausting to want to pay back debt for years and years. And seeing things go down at such a fast rate is extremely motivating. And once you see it, you're like, wow, I can really do this. I want to keep going. And then here you are 2 or 3 years later and it's done. It's seriously so amazing. So this is something that I'm going to be doing every single time I have enough money to pay a loan off, or my husband has enough money to pay a loan off. Or if I'm seeing it's not frequent enough, I'll just mention it in one of my other videos. But for now, I'm very excited that we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I cannot believe that I have paid off my car a lot earlier than I initially thought that I would. I actually wasn't even going to put it in the Snowball because I thought, well, why should I do that? I mean, if I'm already paying it off, it's no big deal. But then I thought, you know what? It's the highest minimum payment. It is going to help me tremendously. Just go ahead and pay it off. And I did, and I'm very excited. All right, so thank you for listening and sharing in this very exciting news for me. If you have any questions about how I'm doing it, what got me started, what my motivator was, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. I'd love to have you part of my community. And if you're coming back, I'm so happy that you decided to join me again for another video. And remember, stay tuned for my cash stuffing video tomorrow because I'll be announcing my second cash giveaway. As always, I'm so thankful for you guys. I hope that you guys are staying safe, staying well, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.